Last hour, Leroy Sane offered to Tottenham after Bayern Munich contract talks hit roadblock. Tottenham Hotspur have been offered a chance to sign a two-time Premier League winning superstar after a sudden development regarding his contract talks with his club. It appeared like the North London club were moving in that direction when it emerged in February that Tottenham have made advances towards Leroy Sane, whose contract at Bayern runs out next month. Some outlets even suggested that Spurs had spoken to Sane's representatives regarding a summer switch. Those reports quickly died out when it was reported last month by Sky Sports Germany that Sane was ready to agree to a pay cut to remain at Bayern. However, there is now another twist in the transfer saga, which has offered Spurs another chance to sign the former Man City man. Leroy Sane offered to Tottenham after big contract development. According to Fussball Transfers, the 29-year-old's future is now once again up in the air after he changed his representation recently, opting to sign with super agent Pini Zahavi. That has thrown Bayern's contract talks into disarray, with Sane no longer willing to accept the reduced terms offered by Bayern. The report says that sarcasm is developing between the two parties, with battle lines being drawn in negotiations. The gap is currently too large to be bridged, which is why Zahavi is now offering the winger around to various clubs. Tottenham Hotspur are one of the clubs that have been contacted over a potential move for the Passy wide man. Fussball Transfers make it clear that Spurs are not the only ones who have been contacted over a summer deal for the winger, who has 13 goals and 7 assists this season for the Bavarian side. The publication explains that Bayern want clarity on the player's future by next week, with contract negotiations becoming increasingly tense at the moment. Manchester City midfielder Jack Grealish has been linked with a move away from the club at the end of the season. The 29-year-old has been quite underwhelming for the Premier League club, and Manchester City should look to cut their losses on the player this summer. They need to bring in an upgrade, and it will be interesting to see where the England international ends up. Former Premier League midfielder Darren Ambrose believes that he could be a quality acquisition for Tottenham, and he would fit right in. However, he might want European football before joining the club, and therefore the transfer could depend on whether Tottenham can secure Champions League qualification. Ambrose said via TBR Football, "Look, I think he definitely has some admirers. He'll definitely fit in a lot of teams. At Spurs he would fit in. But that depends on what happens on Wednesday. He's not going to go with no European football. He needs a manager who can release the shackles and let him do what he can do." It has been a disappointing season for Tottenham so far, but they could finish strongly by winning the Europa League. They have made it to the final of the tournament, and they will take on Manchester United on Wednesday night. It will be interesting to see if they can beat their Premier League rivals in the final. They have beaten Manchester United 3 times this season, and they will certainly fancy their chances against a struggling Red Devils side. Meanwhile, Tottenham have been quite underwhelming this season as well. They will need to raise their performance levels to win the tournament. Spurs are reportedly ahead of Arsenal and Manchester City in the race for Crystal Palace's FA Cup final hero Eberechi Eze. Eze enjoyed the best day of his career on Saturday when his excellent first-half strike secured the cup for the Eagles. It was the latest of many eye-catching displays from the England international this season, and they haven't gone unnoticed. The Sun reports that Tottenham, Arsenal and Manchester City, against whom he netted the winner, are all eyeing the 26-year-old with 2 years left on his contract. He's been at Selhurst Park since the summer of 2020, and while Palace have now qualified for the Europa League, he is determined to play Champions League football. Tottenham frontrunners for Eze. Spurs appear to be in the strongest position to sign Eze this summer, although that might rest on how they fare in the Europa League final against Manchester United. The Lily Whites, the Gunners and the Citizens have all expressed interest in one of the England squad that finished runners-up at Euro 2024 last year. GiveMeSport sources indicated last month that club officials have privately accepted that Eze and Marc Guéhi are likely to move this summer, and their FA Cup heroics only further increase their stock. Eze is believed to have a £68 million release clause in his contract, and the Eagles will have no say if this is triggered. The club's chairman, Steve Parish, was shocked at the lack of interest in the player last summer, but that will likely not be the case this time. Amid absolute magic he's produced this term. Spurs are set for a rebuild, and that's likely to come under a new manager, even if Ange Postecoglou guides his men to Europa League glory. His attack has been a problem throughout the campaign, and Eze could be viewed as a long-term replacement for James Maddison. Tottenham Hotspur appear to have stolen a march on Barcelona in the race for a Brazilian fullback valued at around £30 million this summer. It was reported a few days ago that Tottenham Hotspur are set to be involved in a tug-of-war with La Liga champions Barcelona for fullback Vanderson. The Brazilian has emerged as a summer target for the Lily-Whites, who are in the market for competition at right back. Despite Pedro Porro enjoying an impressive season under Ange Postecoglou, with 13 goal contributions in all competitions this campaign, Spurs are said to be keen on signing Vanderson. It was also revealed that while Barcelona are interested in signing the right back, Monaco would prefer to do business with Tottenham due to tax implications that could make a deal with the Spanish side more complicated. Now, a fresh report from Givmesport has stated that Spurs are leading the race to land the 23-year-old fullback, after showing more intent than their rivals. Regardless of Vanderson having 3 years left on his current contract with Monaco, it has been reported that the League One club are open to letting him leave this summer and would be willing to entertain offers in the region of £30 million. Tottenham are said to be eager to secure the Brazilian's services, and it is understood they are prepared to push forward with a move irrespective of who will be in the Spurs dugout next season. According to the publication, Premier League rivals Manchester United have been made aware of Vanderson's availability and are currently assessing their options as they look to bolster their backline. It has also been suggested that the defender's representatives could offer him to Manchester City, who are believed to be in the market for a new fullback in the upcoming window. Barcelona's interest has not gone away either, and Givmesport claim that the Spanish club's involvement could turn the heads of the player and his camp, potentially complicating Tottenham's pursuit. That wraps up today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for our latest content. Be sure to give this video a like and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow the Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for tuning in, and as ever, come on you Spurs.